And Nepal becomes champion, defeating Bangladesh by 2-1 goals in final of Tri-Nation Football Tournament. Assalamu alaikum. You're watching News at 10 on BTV, BTV World and BTV Chattogram Center. I am Nuzhat Sharmin welcoming you all. You just heard the headlines. Now we'll move on to news in details. The government has issued an 18-point directives in order to tackle the coronavirus situation. The directives include all kinds of public gatherings to be limited and gatherings to be banned in high infection-prone neighborhoods. Proper health safety protocols have to be ensured at all prayer places, including mosques. Public transports will not be allowed to carry more than 50% passengers of their seat capacity. Movement of inter-district vehicles has to be limited in areas at risk of high infection. If necessary, it has to be stopped completely. A 14-day quarantine has to be ensured for all who arrive in the country from abroad. All educational institutions and coaching centers will remain closed. Unnecessary movement, gatherings and going out of homes after 10 at night without emergency needs must be stopped. Legal measures have to be taken if people don't wear masks or ignore health safety guidelines. People with coronavirus infections or symptoms have to be taken into isolation. Hotels and restaurants will not be able to allow more than 50% guests of their capacity. All public and private organizations, offices and industries other than emergency services will have to be run by 50% of their manpower. Employees with pregnancy, sickness and over 55 years will have to work at home. "45 COVID-19 patients died in the country in the last 24 hours, taking the death toll from the pandemic to 8,949. The recovery count rose to 5,38,018 after another 2,077 recovered during the period. A press release of the Directorate General of Health Services confirmed this today. The tally of the infections rose to 6,895 with 5,181 new cases. Holy Shab-e-Barat tonight. The night is being observed throughout the country with due religious fervor and great enthusiasm. The Shab-e-Barat falls on the night of the 15th of Shaban, which is known as the Night of Fortune by the Muslims all over the world. It is the second holiest night after the Shab-e-Qadr of the Ramadan month. The night is marked by night-long prayers, Quran Khan, Milad Mahfil, Zikir Azkar and other religious rituals by the Muslims, seeking divine blessings for the continued peace, progress and prosperity of the country, as well as the greater glory of the Muslim Ummah. Millions of devotees to pray in mosques and homes for the survival of the whole mankind in the worldly life and the world hereafter. Various socio-cultural and religious organizations have chalked out elaborate programs to observe the holy occasion. The Islamic Foundation has organized a Waz Mahfil at the Baitul Mukarram National Mosque this evening. Eminent alim and Islamic thinkers of the country delivered religious lectures followed by a special munajat. The government has planned to build a 128-kilometer long rail network to ease traffic congestion in Dhaka and adjacent areas. The rail network will include 6 metro rails. Of the total rail network, 67-kilometer route will be flying and 61-kilometer will be subway. A coordinated plan is being implemented within 2030 in order to build the rail network. Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir came up with the information while speaking at a program at Probashi Kollan Bhavan today. He joined the meeting virtually from his official residence. Later, he addressed at the Awami League Council of Horirampur Upazila of Manikganj through a video conference from his official residence in the capital as the chief guest. Obaidul Qadir said it is very clear that BNP is involved with countrywide mass destruction by the fundamentalists. He mentioned that BNP once again has started politics of violence depending on radical community. He said BNP is instigating a communal force to destabilize the country.
2028 সালের মধ্যে উড়া আলো পাতাল মেট্রো রেলের সমন্বয়ে মেট্রো 5 এর নর্দার্ন ও সাউদার্ন অংশ নির্মাণের লক্ষ্যে বিভিন্ন সার্ভে ও প্রাথমিক নকশা প্রণয়ন চলমান রয়েছে। 2030 সালের মধ্যে G2G ভিত্তিতে পিপিপি পদ্ধতিতে মেট্রো রুট 2 এবং মেট্রো রুট 4 নির্মাণের উদ্যোগ প্রক্রিয়াধীন রয়েছে। মেট্রো রেল রুট 6 নির্মাণের কাজ দ্রুত গতিতে এগিয়ে চলেছে। ইতিমধ্যে ডিপোর অভ্যন্তরে রেল লাইন বসানোর কাজ সম্পন্ন হয়েছে। উত্তরা হতে আগারগাঁও পর্যন্ত প্রায় 11 কিলোমিটার ভায়াডাক্টের উপর রেল লাইন স্থাপনের জন্য ট্র্যাক প্লিন্থ কাস্টিং সম্পন্ন হয়েছে। ইতিমধ্যে মেট্রো রেল রুট 6 প্রকল্পের নির্মাণ কাজের সার্বিক অগ্রগতি 61.33 ভাগ। আমরা পরিষ্কারভাবে বলতে চাই, আওয়ামী লীগ কর্মীরা শেখ হাসিনার নেতৃত্বে সারা বাংলাদেশে ঐক্যবদ্ধ। যে কোনো অপশক্তির উস্কানিমূলক সহিংস তৎপরতা আমরা রাজপথে মোকাবিলা করব এবং উদ্ভূত পরিস্থিতিতে প্রশাসনিকভাবেও আইন প্রয়োগকারী সংস্থা তাদের দায়িত্ব যথাযথভাবে পালন করবে। যে কোনো ধরনের পরিস্থিতির মোকাবিলা করার সাহস এই সরকারের রয়েছে। আমরা দেশের জনগণকে এই অপশক্তির অপতৎপরতা ব্যাপারে সতর্ক থাকার আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি।
The recent anarchy has been carried out under the patronage of BNP Jamaat just to destabilize the country on the pretext of opposing the visit of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hasan Mahmud made this comment while speaking at a meeting with the Executive Council of the Dhaka Union of Journalists at the Secretariat today. The Information and Broadcasting Minister says the government will go for strict measures like in the past to save the lives and property of people.
26 মার্চের দিন এই ধরনের ঘটনা, জনগণের সম্পত্তি, সরকারি সম্পত্তির উপর হামলা, এটি আমাদের স্বাধীনতা সার্বভৌমত্বের উপর হামলার এই শামিল, যেটিতে সমর্থন দিয়েছে বিএনপি জামাত। আর এটির সাথে সুর মিলিয়ে আজকে যখন মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সাহেব বলেন যে সরকার পতনের আন্দোলন তারা ডাক দিবেন, তাহলে এই সমস্ত নৈরাজ্যগুলো তাদের পরামর্শে, তাদের পৃষ্ঠপোষকতায় হয়েছে, এটি প্রমাণিত হয় মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলামের বক্তব্যের মাধ্যমে। কারণ এগুলো করার পর যখন সরকার পতনের কথা বলে, তাহলে এই সমস্ত নৈরাজ্য সৃষ্টি করা হলো, এগুলো মোদির আগমনের কারণে করা হয়নি, সরকারকে বেকায়দায় ফেলার জন্য সরকার বিরোধী, রাষ্ট্রবিরোধী কর্মকাণ্ডের অংশ হিসেবে এগুলো করা হয়েছে। আমরা 2013 সাল, 14 সাল, 15 সালে এর চেয়েও আমরা বেশি নৈরাজ্য মোকাবেলা করে দেশে শান্তি স্থিতি স্থাপন করেছি। এই ধরনের ঘটনা যারা ঘটাচ্ছে তাদের বিরুদ্ধে কঠোর ব্যবস্থা গ্রহণ করে জনগণের জানমালের নিরাপত্তা বিধান করতে আমরা বদ্ধপরিকর। এবং মির্জা ফখরুল ইসলাম আলমগীর সাহেবরা যে স্বপ্ন দেখছেন, সেই স্বপ্ন কখনো বাস্তবায়ন হবে না। 2013 সালের বিএনপি 2021 সালের বিএনপি নয়, আর 2013-14 সালের আওয়ামী লীগ 2021 সালের আওয়ামী লীগ এক নয়।
Dhaka Union of Journalists President Quddus Afrad, General Secretary Sajjad Alam Khan Topu and other members of the Executive Council were present. Countrywide procession and rallies were held in protest of turmoil and vandalism by Hifazat-e-Islam for the last few days. The protesters demanded that the unruly mob should be brought to book immediately. In Chuadanga, the district Awami League brought out a procession which paraded main roads of the district Shodor. In Norail, a protest rally was held in the evening. Leaders and workers of Awami League, Jubo League, Shechashebog League and Chhatro League took part in the rally. In Noakhali, the Awami League arranged a rally protesting the illegal hartal called by the Hifazat-e-Islam. At Savar, leaders and workers of Savar and Ashulia Upojila Awami League staged rallies at Hemayatpur Crossing and Ashulia bypass areas. In Sherpur district, leaders and workers of Mukti Joddhar Shantan Shongshod Command Council arranged a rally. The protesters chanted slogans showing their protests against the illegal hartal called by Hifazat-e-Islam. They also demanded exemplary punishment of the destructive elements by bringing them under the law. Now, international news. A huge container ship that has been stuck across the Suez Canal for almost a week has reportedly been freed. The 400-meter-long Ever Given has been straightened and released from the shoreline, officials said. The Ever Given has been blocking one of the world's busiest trade routes, forcing companies to reroute ships and causing long tailbacks. On Sunday, canal officials began preparing to remove some of roughly 20,000 containers on board in order to lighten the load. About 12% of global trade passes through the Suez Canal, which connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea and provides the shortest link between Asia and Europe. An alternative route around the Cape of Good Hope on the southern tip of Africa can take 2 weeks longer. Mexico has published revised figures indicating that the number of deaths caused by coronavirus is 60% higher than previously reported. More than 3,21,000 people are now believed to have died from COVID-19 in the country. The revised toll places Mexico with the second highest number of COVID-related deaths in the world after the US. Meanwhile, COVID-19 global death toll crosses 27,98,000. More than 12 crore 70 lakh 10,000 have been infected globally, and more than 10 crore 30 lakh 88,000 people have recovered so far. Construction works of Sirajganj Economic Zone are going on in full swing beside the Bangabandhu Jamuna Bridge with the theme, "Industry will go to the people, work will be from home." Land filling is visible after land acquisition of this mega economic zone of the country. Out of 415 acres of land of the project, land filling has already been completed at 70% area, and land filling will be completed of the whole project within the next 3 months. Around 5 lakh people of northern areas are dreaming of employment in the economic zone. Sirajganj Economic Zone is being built over more than 1 lakh acres of land on the bank of River Jamuna. Around 400 industries will be developed in this economic zone with the joint initiatives of 11 private companies. Once completing the project, whole northern region, including Sirajganj, will be economically enriched. Sirajganj Economic Zone Authority said supply of non-stop gas, power and water will be ensured in the project. Project's communication system will include shuttle train, bus and trawler. This economic zone will implement the manifesto announced by the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to create employment at every house. Now news on sports. Nepal wins the title of Tri-Nation Football Tournament, beating Bangladesh by 2-1 in the final match in Kathmandu today. At Dashrath Rangshala Stadium, Sanjog Rai and Bishal Rai scored for Nepal. Mahbubur Rahman Sufil scored the lone goal for Bangladesh.
করেছেন এবং সঞ্জু রায় কিছু বুঝে ওঠার চেষ্টা করবেন, এটাই স্বাভাবিক, এবং মাঝে মাঝে কাউন্টার অ্যাটাকে চলে যাচ্ছে। আবারও একটি সুবর্ণ সুযোগ, অল্প করে টোকা দিয়ে বাড়িয়ে এবং গোল, আরেকটি গোল। কিছু বুঝে ওঠার আগেই রক্ষণাত্মক ভঙ্গিতে খেলার চেষ্টা থাকতে পারে, কিন্তু তারপরেও তারা কিন্তু চমৎকার অর্জন করতে পেরেছে। লক্ষ্য করুন রক্ষণ ভাগের খেলোয়াড় বাংলাদেশের, বলবো যে যেখানে দুর্গ তৈরি করার কথা ছিল।
To end the bulletin, headlines once again. Government issues 18-point directive to curb coronavirus infections. Strict action to be taken against violators of health rules. Holy Shab-e-Barat being observed tonight. Muslim devotees to spend this night offering prayers with due religious fervor and devotion. BNP's involvement is as clear as daylight in mayhem created by extremist communal groups in different parts of country, says Ubaidul Qadir. BNP Jamaat-backed violence carried out to create anarchy in country, not to prevent Narendra Modi's visit, comments Information and Broadcasting Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood. Demonstrations held across the country, including capital, protesting Hifazat's illegal hartal and violence. Immediate arrests of criminals demanded. Suez Canal reopens after 6 days of vessel blockage. And Nepal becomes champion, defeating Bangladesh by 2-1 goals in final of Tri-Nation Football Tournament. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us, and we invite you to watch our 11:30 Bangla News. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.